Welcome back. It's video 2 with your girl Miss Picherino, aka Mo, and this is what we watch. It's Oscars Sunday. I filled out a little play along ballot. Emphasis on play along. I know we do predictions and we try to see what the Oscars are going to do and how the ceremony is and who is going to win. And we could go that direction, or we could just find out what we watch was thinking. And I'd like to start out with some of my choices. We're gonna go with what I think should win, me personally, if I was running everything, and then what I think might win, maybe. I don't know that I care so much what actually wins because I know the kind of stipulations and kind of the way that this goes, right? Let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to talk the Oscars today, what we watch. Let's start with the categories. And I tweeted about a lot of my favorites. And if you got the newsletter this week, we'll get into it a little bit more too, and I'll kind of recap. However, I'm very excited. Today, the Oscars are on at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and we're ready. We're very, very ready. This could be a big year, but we'll see. Especially for Black people and Latinos, shout out to me, shout out to us. We are historically underrepresented in the Oscars, and that is an understatement, to be honest with you. But let's see what happens this year. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. You'll see on the screen. Get your own ballot with me and play along. Again, emphasis on playing. I'm not like, oh, this is exactly what's going to win, and I know what the Academy is going to choose. This is what Miss Picherino, for what we watch, is going to be talking about and feeling, right? So let's get into it. Original screenplay is the category. And we have Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, and The Worst Person in the World. As you can see, I'm going with The Worst Person in the World. That story was beautiful, and it reminded me of like Nocturnal Animals. It reminded me a little bit of Love Life and a little bit of, I forget, but it was like 3 great movies and a couple of shows that I love, or 2 great movies and a couple of shows that I love. And the storytelling is amazing. The romance, or lack thereof, is one of my favorite things in film, period. So I'm definitely going with The Worst Person in the World. They're not always telling stories like this, especially with women and in lead roles. So that's what I want for original screenplay. I think that might also win. I don't know, but I think so. Adapted screenplay. So this category is tough because I love all of these movies, and I do mean it. I cheated, as you can see. We're kind of just playing along here. I can't choose. I honestly can't choose. I loved all these movies. I didn't love The Power of the Dog, but maybe not for the same reasons that you guys didn't love it. I know that a lot of people say that things are too long. That's never a concern of mine as long as it's captivating me and I can watch it in one way through. So I'm gonna be honest. It took me about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times to watch The Power of the Dog and finish it all the way through. But for adapted screenplay, I'm thinking Coda or Drive My Car. Do not force me to make a decision, okay? I can't. It's either Coda or Drive My Car. That's it. I'm not doing this. Don't make me choose. Maybe later on I'll be able to choose, but both of those movies, the way they use sound, there's sign language in both of those movies as well. And it's so touching. Like, I was glued to the screen the entire time for both films. So touching, so sweet. I have my gripes for both of them as well, but Coda, Drive My Car, adapted screenplay, Give it to me. That's what I want. The Lost Daughter was absolutely beautiful too. The film editing was really weird for me in that movie, though. It was kind of bizarre. In some cases, I didn't know how the actors were interacting physically, and that kind of confused me. And I think it was an editing kind of confusion there. But yeah, so adapted screenplay, Coda, Drive My Car. Visual effects. Shang-Chi and Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm telling you, whether that wins or not, that is one of the most beautiful Marvel movies I've ever seen. And I can even remove Marvel movie, but I've seen a lot of beautiful movies now. I have. But Shang-Chi was so nice, especially in the third act. That was gorgeous. It was so beautiful. The visual effects, I was like, wow. I felt like a kid, honestly. I was like, this is beautiful. I'm obsessed. I wish this was real life, right? Like, that's the point of visual effects. Like, do you see yourself in there? Do you wish you were there? That's how I kind of go for that category. And look, I watched Dune, Free Guy, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man. I watched all of them. Spider-Man is absolutely amazing. If that wins, I won't be upset. Dune, absolutely amazing. If that wins, I won't be upset. Free Guy has my favorite Taika Waititi in it. I'm not going to be upset at any of these particularly, but Shang-Chi deserves. Sound. Sound is my favorite element in film. It helps you tell the story. You watch a lot of these movies without sound, and the experience and the takeaway is totally different. It is such a huge part of film. It is such an important currency. And this category always gets me. Every single year, it really does. I'm gonna have to give it to Dune. Maybe because I watched it in theaters. I did not watch the rest of them in theaters. No Time to Die I saw in theaters as well, but the rest of them I saw at home. So there might be a little bit of bias involved there, but still, Dune had me shook. Dune's use of sound was perfection, is perfection, really. Huge deal for me. I really hope Dune wins. That's a huge deal for me. Live action short film and animated short film. I could not make a decision because I have not watched any of these short films. And I promise you, after the Oscars, I'm going to watch all of them. And we'll come back. Not that my ballot will matter anymore because we'll already know who won, but maybe I'll start with who won and then go from there. I love watching action shorts. This is the first year, action and animated shorts, particularly animated shorts. This is the first year I haven't watched anything. I don't know any of them, which is crazy because I've been watching a million movies over the past year, but I did not watch any of these, so it would be totally dishonest for me to even try to choose. But this is where you come in. Tell me which one you enjoyed most in animated short and live action short. Let's go to production design. This is huge. This is a solid category. I'm not upset about this category. I have two highlighted. Again, I don't want to hear it. Honestly, I cannot choose. The production design for Dune and the Tragedy of Macbeth. I'm slightly leaning more towards Tragedy of Macbeth because I think it should have been nominated for Best Picture, so we'll go there, but I won't be upset if Dune wins. The production design for Tragedy of Macbeth, I get chills, like I'm getting chills right now just thinking about it and talking about it. It is chilling in the best way. That is a beautiful, beautiful movie. And the production design, I can only imagine what went into that. And it deserves that award so much. Denzel and Francis, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it. And I'm not going to spoil it so much so because this is a movie you have to watch. I require everyone in What We Watch to watch this movie. This is very important. This movie was so good. It was so good. You know the story of Macbeth, and if you don't, it doesn't matter either. Amazing experience. If you miss it in theaters, please try to watch it in a home theater or like with the lights out at night, turn that sound up. It is gorgeous. The first 15 minutes, you're kind of like, is this really what they're gonna do? And then you're fully in, I promise you. It's, Denzel even said himself that it's one of his favorite projects to date. And y'all know how much Denzel has done. So, yeah. Original song, this is easy for me, although I love Dos Oruguitas. I did, from Encanto. Down to Joy, No Time to Die, Somehow You Do. I have not seen Four Good Days, but Encanto, between Encanto and King Richard's Be Alive, that's Beyonce. Shout out to the queen, period. Go ahead and give it to King Richard. Honestly, I had a conversation on Twitter Spaces, follow at What We Watch Film TV to tap in, and Miss Bicherino on Twitter. I had a conversation about Will Smith, and I told everyone that Will Smith's performance in King Richard is gonna go ahead and be moved to like one of the top performances by Will Smith for me. And if anybody else watches it, it should be for you too. Honestly, it was, how do I put this? Yeah, you know Will Smith, Pursuit of Happiness. You know Will Smith, 7 Pounds. You know Will Smith, I Am Legend. Will Smith, King Richard, he did what needed to be done. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. Give it to Beyonce, Be Alive. I think she's performing. Actually, I know she's performing at the Oscars. So I'm really excited to watch that and for all of us to experience that. Original score, Don't Look Up. We opened with Wu-Tang Clan, hands down. I'm not even gonna spend too much time. Give Don't Look Up original score. If not, Madres Paralelas, that was really good too. Parallel Mothers. Encanto was a great time. I did go on Spotify right after I watched Encanto, and I was dancing and writing for the next week to that soundtrack or that score. But I'm sorry, Don't Look Up deserves. I love that score. I really, really do. Makeup and hairstyling. The Bene Gesserit and Dune 8, okay? House of Gucci, makeup and hairstyling, beautiful, perfect. Costume design is another one. I don't give House of Gucci costume design, but I would give it makeup and hairstyling. And Dune as well. Cruella, more so costume design, we'll get there. But those are my, I know, I highlighted two. I don't want to hear it. Tell me what you think. You guys help me pick between those two. International feature film. This one was difficult. I think Drive My Car deserves another award, and it would have been here, but The Worst Person in the World takes this for me as well. Okay, this Norwegian, I think, is the original language. The Worst Person in the World, that's it. Film editing. If you watch my first video on YouTube, then you know that I have a newfound respect for film editing. I already had extreme respect for editors, but now that I am managing this YouTube channel and doing all of this editing to present it to you guys, this is a really tough category. I'm gonna give it to Dune. If not, I understand Tick, Tick, Boom. That was really beautifully edited and it went perfectly with the story. Dune. I'm getting into Dune. Documentary short subject, I'm the worst. I haven't watched any of those. If you have any recommendations, this is a group. Again, this is not just me. We're a club. We're a community. If you have any recommendations on the documentary short subject, if you've watched any of those, one of those, all of them, let me know so I can tap into that. Documentary feature, here's where we talk about Black people. If you are a Black American, this should be like required watching in your life. If you are a Black American person. Summer of Soul, I watched this in a nice park with Questlove doing a Q&A and a lot of great other people and artists and actresses and actors and directors. And everybody in the industry at that event, and I cried. We cried together. We all cried. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous documentary. We are so lucky to witness. Thank you, Questlove, for doing this for us, because I cannot believe how much was hidden from Black people. Directing. This is where I was talking about earlier, that Drive My Car deserves it all. I mean, there were shots in this film that I was like, whoa, what is going on? Directing in that film was perfect, phenomenal. It was beautiful. We know historically how it goes with the Oscars and foreign filmmakers or Black filmmakers. So I'm not saying that I think it will win, but it should. Costume design. I told you guys I'm cheating. I'm playing along. I cannot choose. Cruella, Dune, Nightmare Alley. You tell me if you've watched all three of those. You pick out of that. I won't do it. I'll close my eyes and you pick one of those three. But one of those three has to win. Cruella, Dune, Nightmare Alley. Cruella off the strength of everybody's performance and costume design. Dune off the strength of the Bene Gesserit and I forget the kingdoms, or whatever you call them, but the Bene Gesserit and the bad guys. And Nightmare Alley, I mean, carnivals, it's kind of like self-explanatory. Like, yeah, help me choose. I don't know. Cinematography. One of the most impressive artistic skills that I've ever encountered in my life. DPs, directors of photography, cinematographers are the most talented people on this planet. I don't care. Hands down, the most talented people. It's a perfect mixture of technical skill and creative skill, similar to film editing, that just blows me away. And West Side Story took that away from me. Again, all of these films, great. I'm happy with this category, to be honest with you. But West Side Story, the way they captured that many people, the way they made it feel so cohesive, and it was like a dance. And it's funny because like everyone was dancing in that film. It's a musical of sorts, and the camera is another character dancing with you. And that takes talent. You know that Steven and Hoyt were doing what needed to be done to create that movie. And West Side Story is not a new story to us, but the cinematography, the way this one was captured, to die for. I loved it. Those shots, I'm thinking of a couple of them, and I was just like, this is not only difficult to the point of like, this is nearly impossible, but the fact that a group of people came together to make this film and it looked like that, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry, but shout out to all the cinematographers out there. I can't wait to choose one of mine for my movie. Animated feature film. Love every single one of these movies, and I do mean love. I mean love, in love with every single one. Encanto, I adore, probably because I'm Latina as well, and I was so happy to see darker skinned Latinos in that movie, and I was just, the story was so easy to follow and it was so touching. I loved it. Give it to Encanto. Now we're getting to Best Picture, actress in supporting role, actor in supporting role, actor in lead role. These are difficult, but I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's start with actress in a supporting role. So Ariana DeBose, West Side Story. If not, Ingenue Ellis, King Richard. Okay? Give these Black women or these Black Latina women their shine at the Oscars. Don't be scared. Don't be a coward. Do what you need to do. Actress in a supporting role, Ariana or Ingenue. That is it. Carried. Ingenue, honestly, for her to be up next to Will Smith, who's been in the game for forever as well, I mean, she stole a lot of the scenes, to be honest with you. So that's that on that. Actress in a leading role. You tell me. Impossible for me to choose. I don't know. I want to say Olivia Colman, but I also want to say Penelope Cruz. And you know I love me Nicole Kidman. I don't know. I'm not choosing. You guys got it. Olivia or Penelope are my top two. Let me go ahead and highlight those for you. We'll see. Actor in a supporting role. Troy. Coda. He had me laughing the entire time. He had me crying. He had me feeling for him. He had me feeling everything that he felt on screen. And that is how you do supporting roles. So that one was really, really easy for me. Coda is my favorite movie in this category. So yeah, honestly, Troy, that was an easy one for me. Actor in a leading role. I'm not gonna lie, this category has been stressing me. It really, really has. Will Smith deserves it. So does Denzel Washington. How dare they put two Black actors in this category and force what we watch to choose. Will Smith deserves, but I mean, again, this is like required watching. Tragedy of Macbeth, I won't hear otherwise. That is a movie that you have to watch. And Denzel, that movie is, okay, you get it. I can't even talk. Will Smith bodied that one. Bodied. If you know what went into telling the story of Venus and Serena with their father, Will Smith bodied. And I do mean bodied. That'll go down in history if he gets it. We'll and drum roll, please. Best picture. Best picture. 10 movies. Watched them all twice. I lied. I didn't watch The Power of the Dog twice. Couldn't do it. Actually, technically did watch it more than any of the movies because I had to piecemeal it. Best picture. You see it. Yeah. Yeah. Coda. I wasn't crazy about this slate. Although not many slates will be better than the 2019 films. Shout out Parasite, one of my favorite movies of all time. Maybe my favorite movie of all time. But again, then the Oscars won't be the same post-pandemic ever again. I don't think anything will be the same after the pandemic that we're kind of still in. Coda got it all. Yeah, Coda got better upon second watch. That's huge. You ever watched a movie once and you're like, oh my God, I loved it. And then you watch it again and you're like, oh my God, I love it even more. That's sort of rare for me. The second time I'm like, yeah, that was cool. Like, I liked it just as much as the first time. Or, it was cool. That's probably the last one I watched. Coda, I watched it again. I was like, wow, this is so cute. Oh my God, I love it even more. So automatically best picture for me. And that's what I got for you guys. Again, thank you for joining. This is my second YouTube video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Tweet me with the hashtag what we watch if you disagree and why. If you disagree, just know you're wrong and I'm right, but I'm willing to talk about it. So thank you so much. That's what we watch in the Oscars. I'm Miss Picherino. I'm out.